Hi, I'm Aaron with the Bald Brothers team.
And I'm Todd.
And we are here at the Cool Valley Vineyard Estate. And we have with us Keith. He is not only the owner, but he is also the designer and the builder of this fabulous estate.
Hello.
Keith, this is a fantastic estate. Why don't you tell us a little bit more about the estate and the property?
Okay, well, the property, this property originally was a grapefruit orchard. The owner decided to split it into 5 lots, and he did, and sold the lots off. So I was fortunate enough to buy this one lot at first and to build my house on. So the house itself, if you look at it, it's the color of the stucco is something I picked up. I was in Italy looking at some villas in Italy, and this is a popular color in Italy. Here, I had to go to the stucco company and had to have it custom made. Mm-hmm. But the house is based mostly on this color. You'll see the interior, and the travertine is all based on this color. The roof is a clay tile roof. This is called US Tile is the company, and it's made in Corona, so it's made in the U.S. This type of a tile roof is a really long-lasting roof. When I was in Italy, I was touring a castle. There was a 600-year-old castle in Italy. They had just re-roofed it, but they kept the tile. They just took all the tile off. They had problems underneath, put new paper and felt and stuff, put the tile back on. So we're talking about tile that's 600 years old. So this clay tile, if you don't walk on it and damage it, it can last for hundreds of years, literally.
And talk to us about the way it's structured and the way you've had it built in with all of the ventilation for your attic as well.
Yeah, the venting, you can't even see where the venting is, but you have to have a certain amount of ventilation, of course, in your attic. There's a company called O'Hagan, and they make attic ventilation. And for this particular roof, it's a hidden tile. It's shaped like the tiles, and then you paint it to match tiles. So if you look up there, there's 37 of them on the roof. You send in your plans to O'Hagan. They figure out, engineer what you need, and then they send you a plan back of what to do, where to place them and how many to put in. So, but when you put them in this particular roof, you can't even see them.
It's incognito.
Yeah, they're hidden.
Yeah, I'm looking up there and I can't see where it is.
Yeah, and there's no other, see in this area, you know, there's no other, the restrictions from the building department, you can't have other ventilation like underneath because of fires. It can suck up a fire, you know, if there's a, wind or so forth. So you have to have particular, ventilation, and you do have to have ventilation.
Yeah.
So.
Great. Well, let's go ahead and walk in to the front door here.
Okay. The doors are mahogany. Each door is 400 pounds. If you can look and see as I open them, there's 4 5-inch ball-bearing hinges to support the weight, and the doors are 2 1/4 inches thick. Now most doors you'll see on homes are 1 3/4 inches thick. These are extra heavy-duty doors, and they are heavy, but then you just need different hinges to support them. The hardware, all the hardware on the doors is all cast bronze, so it should last forever also.
Keith, why don't you tell us about the living room and the lighting and the sound and everything?
Well, there's a sound system for the entire house and also the garage, individually individually volume controlled from each room. The light, there's about 85 recessed lights in the house. They're all LED on remote, so you can dim them down to whatever you want.
Too?
Yeah.
Great. Tell us about the floor, because you had mentioned the floor outside.
Yeah, the floor is interesting. When I decided to build this house, I used to be a teacher. One of my ex-students, he was managing a tile and granite store. So I went to him and I said, look, here's what color I want. And he said, yeah, we've got that color. In fact, I can give you a really nice deal on it. How much do you need? And I go, well, I need about 40,000 pounds. Oh, okay, well, it's not selling right now, so I think, we've got it. Well, okay, 6 months later, when I really was in the market to get it, I went back to him, and he said, for some reason it got really popular. And he said, I don't have any. And I said, look, this whole house, I need that color tile. And he says, okay, let me check with my buyer in Turkey. That's where it's from. It's carved out of a mountain in Turkey. And we'll see if I can get any more. Well, happily, he was able to get some more. So he said, it's going to take 6 months to get it. They got to carve it out of the mountain, and then they got to ship it here. And I said, 6 months will be perfect. I'll be ready in 6 months. So that's how that came about.
Very cool. I'm going to move over here. Keith, tell us about just the alabaster, sconces and everything like that.
Well, this lighting, that's one of the things I had a hard time really finding lighting that I really wanted. So, and I finally was able to find it. And these are alabaster, not plastic or glass. They're alabaster and bronze, fixtures.
So Keith, tell us a little bit more about the granite, the countertops, some of the features of the kitchen.
Well, if you look around the kitchen, you'll see that when you open the cabinets, all the interiors are also mahogany. This is Honduran mahogany. And when I built the house, it was difficult to get. There's a certain amount that's allowed into the U.S. on a regular basis, and that's it. It's come from a tropical rainforest, so they limit the amount. Mm-hmm. So it's real expensive and hard to get. But anyway, I wanted mahogany. I wanted the color. Went with everything else. So that is where that came from. We built the cabinets. The granite came from India. Again, I was looking for a certain color, mm-hmm. So we got this, and it's originally from India.
I have a question.
What?
Where on earth are all of the outlets? I don't see any outlets in the kitchen.
Oh, that's
Don't
interesting.
kitchens need to have outlets?
That's what the inspector said. When the inspector came, he said, we got a problem. And I said, what's the problem? He said, you don't have any outlets. You have to have outlets in the kitchen. I said, well, I do have outlets, but they're underneath here. I don't like the looks of them. I don't like them in the backsplash. So also with this opening, or with this hidden space here, we've got the wiring running in here for the outlets, and I've got the wiring for the halogen lights. So we don't have any exposed wires.
And they're dimmable.
And they're dimmable. Look
And
at
they're
that.
dimmable, yeah.
Keith, would you tell us about the glass here in the office space?
Okay, well, the office is also made up of mahogany cabinets. As you can see, the interiors are all varnished mahogany also. The glass is called glue chip, and the glass is the same as the front doors and the same as the butler's pantry doors. So all the glass matches. It's all made to, flow together. Okay, if you look at the doors, most doors, interior doors in homes are 1 3/8 inches thick. These are all 1 3/4 inches. So they're the same as an exterior door would be. They're also mahogany, they're all custom made. If you notice, the tops are arched tops, just to give it some interest. The way I've done these, I don't have casing around. I didn't want the casing. So I just bullnosed the walls into the jambs. But then they needed some color, and so I wanted this color also. And I wanted doors that aren't painted. If you go into most houses you'll see nowadays, they're painted doors. Doors can get really costly, custom doors like this. It took me and 4 guys a month to just hang the doors, stain, and put 4 coats of varnish on them.
So now we're here in the main suite with a beautiful view overlooking the vineyard. But before we get to the vineyard, tell us a little bit about this particular suite, some of the features involved with it.
This, like the other bedrooms, have fireplaces. They're propane fireplaces, and they're on a thermostat. So the house itself has 2 large furnaces. They're 5-ton units for air conditioning. One of them controls the bedrooms, and the other one controls the rest of the house. Now, if you want to just heat one room, for example, you can use this fireplace. The main furnaces, they use 95,000 BTUs of energy. These use 35,000. So if you just want to heat one room, this puts out 35,000 BTUs, which is enough to heat a small house, actually. Yeah. But it will heat this room adequately with no problem. And you can set the thermostat for whatever temperature you want, and it'll go off. So if you go to bed, set the temperature at 70 or whatever you want, go to bed, you can not have to worry about thing running all night. Okay, so the doors, as you can see again, these are the exterior doors, are 1 3/4, same as the interior doors. These doors are all made with dual pane glass, of course. They have bronze door hardware, so for long-lasting, good quality.
So Keith, we're right now in the private patio off of the master suite. Tell us a little bit more about this area, obviously the vineyards behind us. Why did you pick this lot to build this home?
Well, I had in mind a house that I wanted, and looking around Valley Center, it's very limited for quality lots. I was standing across that valley, and you can see all that granite over there, looking at and standing on that lot. Half of it's granite, and a real estate agent, and I looked at him and I said, this is the best we've got, because this is the best we've got. Well, I was looking over here at this lot, and I knew the person that owned this property, and I'd already approached him, and he didn't want to sell this lot. But this lot was a perfect lot. It didn't have any rocks in it. It's facing north, so, you know, that I'd be, you know, you can see all the glare from that granite, you know, it'd be hot in the summer. So I came back and I approached the owner of this lot again. I said, look, is there any way I can talk you into selling that? And no, I don't want to sell it. Well, the more I talked to him, I'm a building contractor. He was talking about he wanted to add on to his house. Well, the more we talked, when I left there, we had agreed I was going to add on to his house. He was going to sell me the lot. So I got the lot. It was really fortunate. And so if you stand here and you look out, I mean, the view is incredible. That's Palomar Mountain. In the winter, it's snow-capped. And so it's just got a nice view from this house. You even look at the when we're in the laundry room, you'll see there's a beautiful view just from the laundry room. So the view here is incredible, I think. And you're up above the vineyard. From here, I can stand on this deck and I can look at the entire vineyard.
Tell us about flooring. Is this still the travertine
It is
from
the same-
Turkey?
Yep, this is the same travertine as inside. That this is just a square pattern instead of a angular pattern.
Right.
It's the same flooring.
And Keith, tell us about this window, because your windows are special in that on the inside they're inlaid with mahogany, but what's on the outside?
Well, the inside is, yeah, when I built this house, Milgard was putting out a new window, and they wanted to advertise this window. And I was looking for windows. They came to me and they said, look, we're looking for builders that will put our window in, because if you're a builder and you like it, then you're going to help us sell our product. So I looked at the window, and a lot of the windows coming out now, you know, windows used to be aluminum, but they transfer heat and cold through them, so they don't meet the energy calculations anymore. So what they've done is most people are using vinyl windows. Well, vinyl windows you really can't paint. You know, and they have a life expectancy. They're plastic. So these windows are fiberglass, so they can be easily painted if you don't want the color, if you want to change something on them. On the exterior, the interior were all varnished and stained, just like the doors, so they match. So it's an inlaid, and I really like the looks of them. Now, one of the things that it was important to me when I went to the draftsman to draw the plans up for my house, is I said, I don't want a house that has one good side and three bad sides, like most tract houses are built. They build the front so it has design characteristics and it looks nice, and then you go to the other three sides and they're just flat walls with windows. I want each side to be independent and to look good. Okay, so when I told him about the patios that I wanted, he came back with a design with these arched openings, which I didn't plan on because they're a lot of work. And so I said, look, you know, these arches are an awful lot of work. And he said, yeah, but this is going to make your house. And he was right. So most of the people see this house from the road below. And it sits up here, and all of these arches make the house. If you look around, people might think, well, you don't have any ventilation fans in your bathroom. Well, actually, I do have 3 of them. I have one right here with the light, but it's hidden. And then I have one over here, also hidden. You can turn on both of them if you need, or one. Then there's one where the water closet is in there also. Also have an operable skylight. So normally during the day, if it's not too warm, I'll leave the skylight open. And this skylight has a rain sensor on it, so that if you go away, you have your skylight on. If it rains, even a small amount of rain, it will automatically close. So you don't have to worry about, oh my gosh, I left the skylight on.
You personally put this together.
Yes.
Like this was your work of art, all
Yes.
the tile work and everything,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fantastic.
no, I did the tile work, all the tile work in here. It's the same tile on the walls, same tile here, they just had to be cut into strips to fit. So the thing that's nice about travertine, it's a natural product and it's the same thing all the way through. So a ceramic tile has something different and has a little layer on top. You can't just cut the edge and polish it because it doesn't look good. But travertine, since it's the same product all the way through, you can cut it and shape it. You can see these angles here are just floor tiles that are cut into different shapes. I cut these into smaller pieces for the countertops and long pieces for the shower.
We've got your deep soaking tub here with a panoramic view of the vineyard and the mountains.
Yeah.
So cool.
I have this is kind of a nice thing, a towel warmer. Now if you're in the tub and want your towel warmed, you can put it over here, or if you just use it on a daily basis and you want it to dry out really fast, this will do it. But I know people like drawers, so I do have drawers, but the drawers are just inside, they're hidden behind the door. We built the cabinets, and I wanted a matching piece of wood around the mirror, so I just took some strips of mahogany and routed this detail here and just made a frame for it. But it's also under a mahogany, just like the cabinets. Okay, see this little device right here?
Yeah.
Okay, for the drain in here, you can take any one of the four corners, you twist this in. You see there are no screws on here. You know, if you look at homes, they have screws in. The screws, I'm a contractor, I'll go to the house and the screws are all stripped. Okay, or they're corroded, you can't get them out. Okay, this is a plastic thing that pushes it out, and then in here is a hair catcher. So it doesn't build up, otherwise hair catches up in the traps and it builds up after a while. This one, once a month or so, of course I knew you were going to be here, so I cleaned it out, but they can get pretty nasty. But this thing would it's simple to do. You take the drain out, you clean the hair trap, and you put that back in like that. The shower, it's a large shower, but people think, wow, how do you keep it clean? It's easy to keep clean. This shower is great. It's got 3 shower heads. Okay, this is the one for here. This is the one for the overhead, and that's the rain shower. And then this one is the handheld. And this is how you clean it, the shower. I just hose it out like this with the handheld, and easy to clean. Okay, as you can see, even in the closets, and they're all the same. Each bedroom has a walk-in closet. We use mahogany for all the shelving, chrome hangers for the clothing, and it also comes with a built-in floor safe.
Okay, and every home like this wouldn't be complete without a home theater. And we've got a home theater. Now the lights are on right now, so it's hard to appreciate the theater, but tell us a little bit about this particular space. And I know you told me earlier about some of the wiring, how it's wired as well.
Yeah, it's all pre-wired so that when you look around you don't see boxes and things, and you don't see wires hanging from behind the screen. But this is a screen, with a projector. So this unit is all controlled by one remote. And the remote also comes along with a library of 400 DVDs. And all controlled from here. The DVDs are in another room.
Next room right over that way.
Right,
okay.
and so, but they're controlled from this controller.
Okay.
So if let's say you want a movie, and you're trying to figure out, well, let's see, your friends are over, what do you want to see? Okay, I've got these books here. I've got 3 of these books, and they're all categorized: family, entertainment, horror, science fiction. Well, let's say we want something for family. We look up family. All the covers from the DVDs are in here, so you can look and see kind of what they are. So let's say the kids see something, Lion King, I want to see that. Okay, well you just go to number 260, there's a number on each page, and that's number 260, and you'll program it in on here, and the library will change the DVD to number 260, and then that movie will come on, you can watch it. When you're done, you can just push off and shut it off.
Great.
Volume control, everything is right here.
Can you tell us more about just how you set this up? Obviously it looks like the DVDs, the Blu-ray, it's got records and everything else. Just explain a little bit about.
Okay.
what this is.
Okay, well, yeah, this is electronics room, and like I said, the alarm system is in this room, connection to that. All of the connections for the TV, we're on satellite here, are right in this box here. So all the connections are made in here. We don't have to crawl up in the attic if you want to change or add something to it. This is the sound system, and it also has a phonograph in the sound system, and I've got a number, several hundred albums that go with the house. This is DVDs. You put the DVDs that you want into these little devices, and if you want, let's say you want Christmas music, well, you can have 6 DVDs of Christmas music. You pull out the old DVD, you put this one in, and then you've got Christmas music for 6 DVDs. And that goes throughout the house and the garage. This is the library of DVDs for the home theater. Okay, so there's 400 DVDs in there of various movies, and that has a carousel in there that changes to the movie that you want, and it loads it by itself, so you don't have to even come in the room. The washer and dryer are Maytag. Those I just bought about 3 weeks ago, so they're new, and those come with they stay with the house. There's a built-in ironing board. Also, there's a pass-through from one of the master bedroom closets. So a door here and a door here. You can pass your laundry through here. So you're real conveniently located to the laundry room from the master bedroom.
Tell us about the details in each bedroom, because you didn't spare, your creativity just because it was a bedroom. So tell us about that.
No, in fact, one of the things about the bedrooms, I wanted them to be unique. So each bedroom has got some unique characteristics. Every bedroom has a walk-in closet. Every bedroom has their own bathroom. This is the only bedroom that doesn't have a fireplace. The other bedrooms all do have their own fireplace too. But if you look at them, each bathroom is different. I mean, this has got travertine on the walls. It's got the black granite for the cabinet. Yet each toilet is unique. They're all Kohler, they're all high quality, but I wanted to try some different styles. So I have a total of 7 toilets, and so most of them are different, but they're all a Kohler high quality toilet. Even if you notice the bathroom doors, they're the 1 3/4 inch thick doors. They're arch type doors. So same thing with the ventilation in here. It's the same thing as the other bathroom. So you don't see a big plastic thing hanging from the ceiling. It's hidden, but that is your ventilation, plus there's a window. So from this bedroom here, you have this great view of the pool and of this valley. Also the barbecue is over off to the side. Again, these doors are, a pair of doors are all mahogany, custom-made doors. Fireplace, this is a fireplace thermostatically controlled. Over here behind you is a walk-in closet, large walk-in closet, similar to the other ones we showed you. And this bathroom is a little bit different. It has porcelain tile on the backsplash of the shower and the countertop. But again, it's same high-quality materials.
This is the largest of the bedrooms,
Other than mine?
other than the master.
Yeah.
On the complete opposite end of the home. Almost could be used as a double master. If
Yeah, I've
someone
had
wanted
people
to.
say, is this the master? I go, no, this isn't. But this one, when I built it, I just decided to make it 2 feet bigger. So as I framed it up, I go, no, I'm going to make it 2 feet bigger. So that's probably why.
Great.
But anyway, this one is also walk-in closet. This has slate for the bathroom.
So I notice in this one we have, and it's throughout the whole house, but you do have a fire sprinkler
Yes.
for safety purposes here at the home.
Yeah, there are fire sprinklers throughout the house.
And
it's
they're
on its
ground
own
mounted.
meter. It's on its own meter.
Okay.
More time.
Why don't we head down to the vineyard? It's such a gorgeous day.
Oh, I know. That'll be great.
So you planted the vineyard after you built the home.
Yeah, bought the house, the 2 acres, and later on the owner of the other 2 lots, who did not want to sell them previously, decided he wanted to sell those 2 lots. So to make a long story short, I ended up going along with my brother-in-law and my sister, and we bought those 2 and put in the vineyard.
Okay, and so now you have 6.7 acres total between
Yes.
all 3 lots.
Uh-huh.
Still individually APN numbers.
Yep.
So
Water meter is on each one.
right, which, being that water shortage in California, you know, oftentimes we get those notices. Being that you have 3 meters, is that to your advantage, especially with the vineyard?
Well, one advantage is when I moved to Valley Center, water meters were $125. Now they're $20,000.
Wow. Okay.
So just to buy one is $20,000. Another advantage is when you're running the water for the vineyard. Now the vineyard's all controlled with drippers, so we don't use a lot of water, and that's why we went with the vineyard. When I moved to Valley Center, there were a lot of orange trees, but they use too much water, so that's why water is so expensive now. So they're phasing them out, and people are planting vineyards. The vineyards don't use much water. You water them in the summer, the whole winter they go dormant. You don't even water them.
Got
Okay,
it.
so but the fact that we have 2 meters, we can water everything at the same time.
Oh, fantastic.
So we don't have to water them in sections like a lot of people used to have to do.
So when we first came on the property, this right here was the original Cool Valley Vineyard sign.
It's a beautiful sign.
It is.
actually,
It's
yeah.
great. But we wanted to make it look more like the house.
Yeah.
And so we'll show you the other one that he redesigned and rebuilt for us.
Yeah, so you just took that one and moved it up here. So we've
Yeah.
got 2 signs on the property.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made the sign. We decided we never had a sign. Let's make, and I had the wood here, so I just said let's make it out of this. And we were real proud. We made the sign. Didn't cost us anything. We put it up there, but it wasn't adequate.
I know. We asked you to replace it, and you know what?
right.
Your new one is fantastic.
Yeah,
and
it's
It
great.
is.
It's
Yeah,
amazing.
It
So
looks good.
yeah, let's go down and check out the. What do you call this? The barn? You call it the tack shed? You call it, you
Yeah,
know,
it's
the wine
equi-
tasting room? What do you-
Equipment storage, you know.
equipment storage.
Yeah, a few years ago I decided I needed a place to put equipment. First I was putting some of it up in the garage. Everything you need to run the vineyard is in here. Okay, we just purchased this a couple months ago. This is a $6,000 sprayer. But all of this stuff is what you need to run this. So this building was built just to store the equipment. But you can see this building, it's all built, these walls are solid concrete with rebar in it. You can see the framing of the roof, it's all beams. It's well built, it's really strong.
Yeah. So everything that you need to run the vineyard, it's all contained
Yep.
within this.
That's right,
Within
in
this
this barn.
building, and it goes
Yeah.
with the property.
The thing good about this is, well, raising grapes is great. The money, though, is in the wine. These are all wine grapes. We sell them to a winery, and they make the wine. And they make most of the money without the risk. So for somebody that was interested in making their own wine, they could use this as a room to make the wine in, or they could use it as a tasting room.
So Keith, why don't you we're here in the vineyard right now. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the different types of grapes, the variety? I know you've got one type on that side over there, one type over here. What are we looking at right here?
Okay, this side right here, everything on this side is Grenache. Okay, so that's the red wine grape. There's, let's see, 1,500 vines.
Okay.
Okay, on that side we have some Grenache and some Grenache Blanc. So Grenache Blanc would be for the white wines. So we have 1,200 grapes on that side, and about, I think 15 rows are red. We had a lot of trouble getting them. These grapes are 2 years younger than these. So when we planted, Grenache Blanc was not available. They were having some problems. These are all grafted. If you look here, you can see here's a graft mark.
Okay.
So they take a rootstock that's real resistant to nematodes and different diseases and things, and they graft on at the top. And so they were having trouble with the Grenache Blanc. We couldn't get them. We waited 2 years, and finally I was saying, we need to plant something here. So we planted some Grenache, and then we were able to get a certain amount of Grenache Blanc. Now Grenache, it was a good idea to wait, because that seems to be what people are looking for now. A lot of the wineries around here, they have a lot of red wine, but they don't have any white.
Okay.
And so that's been our draw. They go, oh, we want your Grenache Blanc. And
Okay.
then so the person that we're selling to this year, the winemaker came out last Sunday, and she's saying about 3 or 4 weeks they're going to be ready to pick.
Okay.
But you know, the thing that interested them was the Grenache Blanc.
Okay.
But then they decided we'll take it all.
So one was planted 2 years after the other. When were they planted then? So
These are about 7 years old.
7 years old.
And so those are
Those would
about
be
5.
5 years old. Excellent.
Or 6 and 4, something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but and you can see right now there's nets. Okay, these nets are to keep the birds out. So right now we're putting nets on. The birds know when they're ripe. They don't bother them until they get ripe. But when they get ripe, the birds will show up in mass quantities.
They're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to net them. So the day we pick, some people their job will be just pulling the nets down.
Okay.
And then other people are going through picking.
And how many, for this kind of operation, basically this is kind of a family operation.
Yeah.
How many people does it take to maintain this and to go through the process of harvesting and the other things that are needed to be done during the year?
Well, regular maintenance throughout the year, I would say if you had one person working on it, you would probably devote 20 hours a week.
Okay, with one person.
With one
Okay.
person.
Okay.
We have 3, so you know, usually my brother-in-law will come up on the weekends and he'll work.
Okay.
When I get time, I will. I'm a full-time contractor, so I don't get a lot of time.
Okay.
And then I have rental houses and things that
Yeah.
I have to deal with. So he does a lot of it.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes time to pick, it isn't like some crops where you can let them sit around for a couple of weeks. When it's time to pick, they have to be picked that right away.
Yeah.
So the winemaker will come out and she's going to determine what day she wants to pick, what the sugar content is of the grapes and everything. And then, fortunately, she'll send out a crew. We used to pick them by ourselves. We get our friends together, and it's a lot of work. You got to start early in the morning
Yeah.
before it gets hot.
Yeah.
And we decided we're not going to have any friends at the end of the day. You know, we would make dinner for them and everything,
Yeah.
but still, it's a lot of effort. So we pick them, put them in buckets, and then the buckets, we have the RVs in there that have a device built on it where the buckets fit.
Okay.
And then we drive them up to big bins that are right below this oak tree back here.
Okay.
So we have a big flatbed trailer, and they're supplied by the winery.
Okay.
And the bins too, the big
Okay,
plastic.
so-
And so each bin carries about 700 to 800 pounds of grapes.
Okay, so you work in conjunction with the wineries to
So
coordinate
fortunately,
all of
right now,
this,
the
yeah.
last 2 wineries we've worked with, they are in charge of picking.
Okay.
So they send out a bigger crew.
Okay.
So they maybe send out 18 people or so.
Okay.
And they
So-
can pick it maybe in one day.
So they handle that, but through the rest of the year, you're managing it. And with
Everything.
this size of vineyard, it really is manageable with just a few
Right.
people.
Oh yeah.
That's good to know.
It's a good size. It's 4.5 acres of grapes. And that's about the perfect size for, you know, one individual wanting to take care of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it starts getting, well, you know, finding labor is not easy.
Yeah.
So, so you see that when we pick, there's a big flatbed trailer. We just back it right in here, so it's in the shade.
Yeah.
While we're
perfect.
picking, it's not sitting out in the sun or anything like that.
Well,
And
and this
so-
is a great space if somebody does turn it into like an entertainment area where there can be a tasting room.
Hey, that's what
They
we
can
did.
put out
When-
tables and
When I had the Rolls
chairs
Royce
and-
Club, we had some of those 10 by 10
Uh-huh.
tents, which we didn't need because we have enough shade here. We started by bringing the people down here. They parked up there, and then had them come down here for wine tasting.
Very cool.
So we were wine tasting down here, and then after about 2 hours of that, we went up to eat up in the patio.
And all your lighting is on timers?
It's on sensors. So
Oh.
when you approach at nighttime, if you approach when you get to that driveway, these lights will come on here. Then when you get up to here, there's another sensor here. Then these lights will come on, and then when you get up to where my truck, well, that first car is, then there's a sensor over there. Then those lights will come on, and there's a light shining on the that big palm tree too.
And this
And
is all
that comes
drought.
up.
And this is all drought tolerant
Yeah.
material, you know, landscaping.
Yep.
And then you can adjust the sensors for how long the lights stay on.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
just got them. They stay on about 5 minutes. Then they come on, go off automatically.
And as we're walking up to the ADU here, I just want to point out you've got 8-foot doors, right, on your garages, and
16 foot wide by 8 foot high. Each door is cedar They have 32 windows in each door, so 96 windows total.
Four.
And then we have a one bedroom, one bathroom, ADU, auxiliary dwelling unit. In this auxiliary dwelling unit, it is a one bedroom, one bath, and you also installed a laundry space for it. So someone staying here has access to their own laundry, their own kitchen, their own bathroom.
That's right, and they have a walk-in closet also in addition.
Keith, would you mind telling us about the electrical here for the whole property, since we are here right by the electrical panels?
Yeah, the electrical for the whole property comes right here. This is 400 amp main panel divided into two 200 amp sub panels. One panel is for the ADU and the other goes to the house. So if you wanted to rent this out, for example, they could get their own, they've got their own meter. So you
Great.
don't have to guess what the electricity.
Great. And they also
Same
have
thing
their
with
own
propane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the large propane tank is 500 gallons. That's for the main house. This one's 250, and that one's for the ADU.
And as you can tell, I don't know, as you spin around here, you can see that we're kind of up in the top portion of the land. It does go up to the corner up there. And so there's much more space up there as part of the lot. It is a corner lot. This is actually
If somebody really
street
wanted
there.
to
Yeah.
put in solar panels,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't put them on the roof, but
No, not
that
on-
would be
on
a
this
good.
roof.
That would be a good. Yeah, that'd be a good location right up there.
Yeah, they have that
You
whole hillside.
Take out
they
that
could-
one pepper tree, and then you got real close access to the. You have to just dig a trench over to here.
Yeah.
It would be easy to do, and
sure.
you wouldn't see it really, and it wouldn't affect your roof. You wouldn't have to have it on your roof.
Yeah, that's great.
This roof right here, I mean, if you look at it, the house is a little over 4,000 square feet. But when I ordered the tile for the house, I ordered 102 squares. That's over 10,000 square feet. If you notice, all the overhangs are all 3 feet. Most of the new homes have just little overhangs. It's just expensive, roofing that you don't need to have, I guess.
Right.
But it shades the house. If you can see how much it shades the house. And I didn't want rain gutters on the house. They're a problem. I don't like the looks of them. If you go anything less than 3 feet, it splashes on the house. So you have to go out 3 feet to keep the rain away from the house. And that's one of the main reasons I did it. But it adds a lot of roofing material to it.
So you have over 10,000 square feet of roofed area,
Yeah.
including your patios, including your ADU, including your 3-foot over the eaves.
Well,
Right.
not including that barn down there.
Not including the barn down
Yeah,
there. Not
it's over
including the barn.
10,000. Yeah, it's over
Okay.
10,000 square feet. Okay, and if you look to this area here, this is the leach field where these plants are, the ground cover, and that's why the vineyard stops where it does. We didn't put the leach field underneath the vineyard, so we've got 770 feet of leach lines.
And you have two separate.
Two separate septic tanks. There's a 1,200 gallon tank for the ADU, and there's a 1,500 gallon tank for the house.
Great.
More than required by code.
Pop quiz. How much did this palm tree weigh? Because he bought it, had it installed here, full grown. How much did it weigh? Pop quiz.
3 tons, 6,000 pounds.
You were here when he told you. You don't remember?
I don't remember. I'm gonna say 6,000 pounds. It's a lot to remember.
That's a lot to remember. Keith, where are you?
Do you remember?
I do. I do remember. All right, Keith, I gave Todd the pop quiz on how much this palm tree weighed when you purchased it like this before you installed it. And he said 6,000 pounds.
That's closer than a lot of people.
Yeah? What's the total weight of that?
35,000 pounds.
35,000 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to
But I
on
was
a big
way
flat,
off.
on a big, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look that, well, and this was almost 20 years ago, so it's grown, but it didn't look that big sitting here, but when they bring it in on a flatbed truck and they have a crane to put it in place, the crane driver, I said, do you have a scale on that crane? He goes, oh yeah. Well, how much does it weigh? 35,000 pounds.
Yeah,
You
wow.
wouldn't expect that.
Wow. So we're here at the pool, But before we go into the details of the pool, Keith, would you just show us what's around the corner here?
Okay, let's go and take a look at the. In this room, we have all the pool equipment, so all the noise is confined to this room. Also in this room, there's a water heater for the bathroom, outside bathroom, and also storage for party equipment. This door opens into a large steam room, not a sauna, but a steam room. Over here is a full-size bathroom. So people that are here, if you're entertaining, you can use this bathroom. You don't have to have people going in the house, or people in the pool that are all wet, they can come in here and shower. Yeah, the spa I put separate. I didn't put one in the pool. I've had too much experience with them. In the pool, you want to go in the spa, you have to turn on the heater. The concrete sucks up all the heat, so you're waiting, you're going out there 15 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour. Okay, now you're ready to go in, it's time to go to bed. So I wanted one that was hot all the time. So this one stays at the temperature you want it. So you keep it covered, it's electric, it's real easy. You want to go in it, you just push the cover back and you get in it. You don't have to wait for it to heat up.
Awesome. Let's do one close. So this doesn't look like a goodnight or a plaster bottomed pool. Tell us about the details that you went through to get it to look like this.
Well, this is made out of shotcrete, which is concrete, but it doesn't have gunite. It is tiled. Now, when I wanted the pool built, I went to local pool company and told them I wanted it, and they go, well, we can't give you a price on that. It's too expensive. There's too much labor involved in this. And so I said, okay, well, we'll do it ourselves. So we do tile work anyway, so I thought we'll just do it. It just took a while, but I had 4 guys again working on this for a month or so. There's over 220,000 1-inch tiles in here, but they're all little porcelain tiles. And you can see we also have a couple of inlaid, there's a sailfish and 6 tuna. But yeah, I mean, when I was going to build the pool, I was thinking just putting in a regular pool, and I talked to a guy that was going out of business. He had a pool, but he was moving, a pool company, but he was moving to Hawaii. And he said, you know what? If you don't put in an infinity edge pool, you're crazy. And I go, well, yeah, but that's a lot of effort. And he goes, yeah, but it'll be a lot nicer. And he was right. So I decided, okay, I'll just do the end.
I'm Aaron.
And I'm Todd.
We're the Bald Brothers team. If you would like to own this home, you need to act fast because it's one of a kind.
Yep.
It has never been on the market because he is the owner, the designer, and the builder, and this is the first time it's ever been for sale. And based on all the details that you've given us, I know it's a one-of-a-kind property. There's not anything like it anywhere in Southern California.
Yep.
If somebody wants to buy it today.
Yeah, we're confident that if you come take a look at it, you're going to fall in love with it just like we have.